All right, welcome to All Around Health Talk with your girl, Dr. Onyinye. Today I'm here with my friend, Amy Marshall. She is a breast cancer survivor and she's going to be talking about her story here on this channel. As you know, October is the month for creating awareness about breast cancer. So today we're going to be talking about breast cancer, her experiences, and any advice that she has for us, okay? So I'm going to give Amy the chance to introduce herself first before we start.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm 45 years old and I'm a breast cancer survivor, 3 years clear at the moment.
All right, Amy. So can you tell us how you first discovered that something was wrong and then what followed after that?
So I felt a lump in my left breast, clear, the size of a marble, felt like a small marble. And I've had breast lumps before and they've come and gone. So I wasn't too worried.
Okay.
And then I waited a week, it was still there. So I thought, okay, I better go and get checked. Went to my doctor and he said, yeah, that is a lump. I'll refer you to the breast care clinic. Luckily, where I live in Leicestershire, there's an amazing breast care clinic in Glenfield that specialises in that. So I went there. They were really clear. If it was not cancerous, they could sort out the problem and just send me home. And if it was cancerous, they would tell me the next steps. Unfortunately, when they did the mammogram, it was a tumour. So I was told that because I was 42 and quite young, they could give me an aggressive bout of chemotherapy, and then a surgery, and then radiotherapy to completely remove the tumour. I caught it really early. So at that point, it was stage 1. But on further testing and scans and investigations, biopsies, they found that it had gone to my lymph nodes. So then it moved to stage 2 because it's obviously started to spread in my body. So I had a year off work. I had chemotherapy every 2 weeks for 8 rounds. I was supposed to do that again, but when they did the scans midway through, all of the cancer had gone.
Wow.
So that was great news. And I just waited a few weeks to let my body recover to have the surgery. They removed some lymph nodes and the excess part around the tumour. And then again, I waited to recover from the surgery. And then I had 4 rounds of radiotherapy. And the scans now show that everything's gone.
Wow. That's very interesting. And it's good that you had like access to medical care because like your doctor acted immediately and sent you for to the breast cancer care center and that really helped. I think that was a very important step.
Yeah, and the nurses at the breast care centre are available 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you can call them anytime, any like little things that you think, oh, well, that's bothering me. We call them up and they're so good. They just give you the right advice and say, oh, if you're worried, come in. You know, they're just fantastic at that centre.
Okay. So this is just to be clear, this is in the UK.
In the UK.
So big ups to the UK for
Yeah, the
for
NHS.
being very good at their job. Okay. So number 2 is what helped you stay strong and positive during this entire period of treatment?
It was really difficult because it was just after COVID. So I did all of the treatment on my own. I couldn't have family members with me in person, but they were with me on WhatsApp. And my sister's a nurse, so she was there when I had my consultations on WhatsApp, joining in with the conversation and helping. My dad came and looked after me when I was having chemotherapy, and he came down to visit and stay with me, but he couldn't be in the room when I was having it. My niece and nephew and my brother-in-law all supported me as well. I was playing games online with my niece and nephew.
Oh, that's nice.
While I was resting and recovering from everything. And I actually stayed with my sister after surgery. So we're a really close family, which makes a big difference. I've got a lot of friends in the UK as well. And normally we meet up once a week for dinner to share. There's about 15 of us, I think, when we all get together
No.
a week with children and adults. Obviously, I couldn't do that. But again, they WhatsApped me in so that I felt part of the group still. So family and friends are a big one. I also was supported by a few charities. So Cancer Research gave all the information, and you can look online for free about the treatment and all of the side effects and everything to do with the medication that I was taking. Macmillan Cancer supported the nurses at the breast care centre, I think, are employed by Macmillan.
Okay.
So the cancer supports paying the nurses to be there for 24-hour round care. They provided me with a wig and they gave me money for taxis to the hospital.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and they've got like in the oncology centre in Leicester Royal Infirmary where I went for my chemo, they have a big room with thousands of leaflets on anything you can think of to do with cancer, to answer any questions that you have on all the different types of cancer. And they've got blogs online and forums. So when you register with them, you can sign up to the forums and talk to people who are going through the same thing. But if you're some side effect to a medication, you type it in the forum and they say, "Oh yeah, that happened to me as well," and that was really useful. And just generally, I'm quite a positive person. Listening to music, watching lots of TV. I set myself various challenges. I couldn't do a lot of exercise. I did put on weight and didn't feel great about myself, but I did a counselling course online. I tried to watch the top 100 movies of all time. And I love music, so I was listening to music every day. I woke up to the radio. I made my devices turn on in the morning to the radio, to the breakfast show, so I could listen to what's going on in the world and not just focus on me and have that wider view. And my friend zoomed into my front room and did yoga with me every 2 weeks, so I could get some stretching and easy exercise. There are lots of different things. But mainly to do with family and friends and that support system.
Yeah, so community is very important
Really
when it comes to any kind of situation, especially when you're dealing with a disease like this. Having supportive community, family, friends, and just having access to other things that can keep your mind off of what you're going through is also.
Oh, I have to mention another charity that I went to as well. It's called Together Against Cancer, and that's only based in Leicestershire. And they provide alternative therapies.
Wow.
So for free, once I was diagnosed, and I took them my diagnosis paper, I had massages, acupuncture, Reiki.
Oh, that's nice.
Throughout my treatment to kind of relax. And they did courses on healthy eating, vegan and vegetarian meals, positive outlooks, and positive thinking while you're going through things like that. So that was a really, really amazing charity, and I continue to support those guys and promote them.
That's great. So next question. How did this experience change your perspective towards life, towards relationship with people?
I think I have to go back to my 20s when my auntie died of cancer. And that changed I was an engineer and I changed career to be a teacher.
Oh, wow.
Because she was only 34 when she died. And I thought, what am I doing in a job that I don't love?
Oh,
Bored, frustrated all the time. So I changed to do a job that I love. And I've been traveling the world doing that job for the last 20 years and having a great time doing it. I always go and travel and see new places. I love meeting people and immersing myself in different cultures. I just think you need to enjoy life and not get caught up in the day-to-day all the time. And obviously, we know the stats for breast cancer. Most of the ladies that I was sitting in waiting rooms with were saying, I had it and it's come back 15 years later. I had it and it's come back 10 years later. So I know in the back of my mind that there's kind of a time bomb there. It may not come back at all, but it may do. And I want to enjoy the 10 or 15 years that I have to continue to have a lot of fun around the world and meet new people like yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
And have great experiences, because that's what life's about at the end of the day.
Yeah, life is short. So
yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that you were an engineer before.
Yeah, aerospace.
Wow, that's so cool.
I worked on Concorde engines before it stopped working.
Wow.
So yeah.
And you've always loved teaching?
Yeah, so I wanted to teach. I wanted to volunteer and teach, but I realised that just doing a TEFL, I'm quite academic, and I didn't want to just do a little certificate and then go and teach English in other countries. So I actually did a 4-year primary degree.
Wow.
So I quit my job and went back and I worked in like KFC and Superdrug and those kind of places. And I was a lifeguard while I was training to be a teacher.
Oh my God.
And then I got the bug for teaching abroad because on the second year, we had the opportunity to go and teach in Finland. So I did a term in Finland and it was so different. We just, skied into school. The head teacher told us, go home straight away at 2:00 when school finished. I'll drop you off at the ski slopes if you want to go snowboarding.
Wow.
And I was like, this is so different from England and the teaching style in England. maybe I need to think about not being in England and teaching, and that's what I've done. I've always gone back to England. I've got my house in England and my family, but for teaching and learning, I think there are different systems in the world that maybe are better than the academic one and the data one that's presented in England.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right. Do you have any advice for women and men who are struggling with breast cancer at this moment?
I think just stay positive. Like Dr. Ellie said, you need to get your community around you, talk to people. If you're not sure, if you're afraid of anything, there's always people who've got more information than you. So just keep going on to those forums, asking questions. Don't be afraid to be upset about it or scared. Me and my sister cried lots of times throughout my diagnosis and treatment and everything else. Still, when I put my hat on now, she says take it off because it reminds me of when you had no hair and you were in your hat. So just try to stay positive, get yourselves into routines of eating and exercising and doing those things that make you happy and bring you joy, because it will pass. Everybody has bad days, and we've all got a 100% record of getting through them. So even on your worst day, you know that you got through it, and that will happen again. And if it comes back, it comes back. You just get stronger and you fight it again.
Positive attitude is very important.
Really, really.
Yeah,
important.
because in medicine, we were taught that the body and the mind works together.
Yeah.
So if you are having the negative thoughts about maybe your condition, your body is also going to react in the same way. So positive thinking is very important.
Yeah, I talk to myself a lot in the mirror. I know it sounds really stupid, but
I do that.
When I was going through the cancer, every day I've been like, you're fighting it, it's going, it's not going to be there, this is working, everything you're doing is working, keep going, and having that positive attitude, because like you said, your brain takes in whatever you tell it. Mm-hmm. So if you tell it it's not working, it's all going bad and everything's wrong, then that's what your brain thinks and that's how your body reacts to it. Yeah. So it's really important to stay positive.
Well, thank you very much, Amy, for your time.
You're welcome.
I don't know anyone directly who has suffered from breast cancer, but it has always been like a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Because it's a disease that affects everybody, not just the patient, but your family.
Yeah.
And your friends, those people who are like your close circle. They all fight that. My dad died from prostate cancer, and I know how he suffered and how all of us were impacted by that. Like if he wasn't sleeping, no other person was sleeping. When he was crying from pain and all of that, like it takes a very huge toll on everyone,
especially like with breast cancer. Obviously, it can be a genetic thing as well. So now my sister's going through regular mammograms, and I know that my niece, when she gets older, will probably have to go through that process as well, because I've been through it and we're all really directly related. So I've had family members who my great aunt on my granddad's side, so it's not a direct genetic link. She had breast cancer 3 times. She survived all of them. Great. She died at like 95 from the flu.
Wow.
So like it's not necessary that it's a killer. Yeah. But you have to catch these things early, and you have to start working through it. My other auntie, not a blood relative, an auntie-in-law, she was completely scared of the medical profession and doctors. Mm-hmm. She did not get it checked early, and by the time that they got to it, it was stage 5, and she didn't survive. Yeah. So early recognition really important. I mean, what's the worst the doctor can say if you go to them with a lump? Yeah, that's nothing. That's the best scenario.
Yeah.
And the worst scenario is that's cancer and we caught it really early.
Yeah.
So
very important, guys. You need to know your family history too, because when you know the diseases in your family, you can make healthier choices and take quicker steps to getting an early diagnosis or early treatment. So we want to say a very big thank you to you, Amy, for coming to the channel and sharing your story. Remember to subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed, and share the video so other people can hear Amy's story and learn more about breast cancer. If you have a question or a comment, you can leave it in the comment section, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.